Let's talk about FSBOs, or otherwise known as for sale by owners. These are those sellers that are trying to sell their home without the representation of a brokerage or a real estate agent. Now, the question then becomes, is it worth it to sell my home as a for sale by owner as opposed to using the services of a real estate agent? For sale by owners, I'm sorry to say, are not trained to read the contracts. They don't know what additional amendments or addendums should also be attached with the contracts or what the terms of those items are. So now you've put yourself in a situation where the buyer and the buyer's agent have the upper hand and can potentially sabotage your equity. As a realtor, our fiduciary responsibility lies with our client, and when we represent sellers, we ensure that all of the terms on the documents, the contract addendums, amendments, all of those terms are more favorable to you. So here are some terms, and of course there's many more, but here's just a snippet of some of the terms that we as real estate agents review. How long is the option period? How many days does that buyer have to perform inspections on the home? And for that matter, if there is something found from the inspection, how to read the inspection report, who pays for the survey, and the title policy. Do you have an existing survey? Will the title company accept that existing survey? If they don't, who's responsible for paying for a survey? Do you need to stay in the home past the closing date? In today's market, a lot of sellers are finding that they have to stay in their old home before they can close on their new home. And what this means is we would want to do a seller's temporary lease back on that home. So we can help you with that. What title company are you wanting to use? Now, just like there are many real estate agents, there are also many title companies. So a benefit to working with an agent is that we know those trusted title companies who we know will help us close that transaction. And lastly, what type of financing is that buyer going to use? Are they using cash? Have they given us the proof of funds? Are they VA, conventional, FHA? What are the terms of that financing? Marketing your listing is one of the biggest things you can do when selling your home. And along with that falls open houses. Open houses tend to bring in online and local traffic, as well as, those nosy neighbors that will just want to pop in. But hey, don't discount those nosy neighbors because they tend to have families and friends who want to live close by. So we know how to advertise and how to set up so that those open homes are successful. We also know what questions agents and their buyers are going to ask. And for that matter, what documents are needed at an open house. You don't want to disclose necessarily everything right at the open house, right? Because that's what the buyer's agent is for, to go in there and do the research. When you decide to sell your home as a FSBO or a for sale by owner, you think you're going to save money, but in the end, you're increasing your liability, reducing your equity, and limiting the market exposure on your home. That's why in the end, most sellers forego selling it on their own and hire a real estate professional. Well, that's it, folks, and that is why it is not a good idea to sell your home on your own. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have any real estate questions, please feel free to reach out. I'm always happy to help guide you home.